Good evening, everybody. I just want to jump on here real quick and give a word that God put in my spirit. And I believe that this is for someone in particular. Today was a particularly stressful day for me. And, I got to the point where I felt like I was going to stumble. I was tempted and I felt like I was going to stumble, and it just, the stress was so hard. It was pressing down on me so hard. And I cried and I prayed, and, sometimes we go through these times where, we feel like we're going to stumble, or even if we do stumble, and we just got to pick ourselves back up and get back on track. And, God's grace covers it all. God's grace covers it all. And He understands the struggles that we go through. But yeah, it was a pretty stressful day. And I've gotten messages from a few people today saying today has been very stressful. So I'm not sure what's going on. There must be a war going on in the spiritual realm, because people are feeling it today. But the Lord laid on my heart. He said, "You will go down in history." And I'm like, what? He said, "You will go down in history." And he started talking to me, how our experiences touch other people, the things that we go through, our successes and our failures, and even our stressful moments like this. It's all part of our story. It's all part of our testimony, and our lives and our testimony touches others. Your story will impact someone else's life. It's going to live on forever, not only in your life, but in theirs, because it'll impact their life, and it'll be part of their story. Your story is going to go down in history. And he said, "Do you think that Mary and Martha, when they hosted me," this is what Jesus said. He said, when they hosted me, do you think that they realized that their story was going to go down in history, and that people would be preaching sermons on their story? Do you think that when Zacchaeus climbed up that tree, that his story was going to go down in history? Did he know that people were going to be preaching sermons on his story? And Jonah, did he know? Did he know when he was in the belly of that fish? Did he know that his story was going to be preached around the world? That his story was going to go down in history and be an example to Christians all over the world. When you're in the midst of your struggle, and when you're in the midst of your circumstances, you don't realize the impact that God is going to use you to have on other people's lives. None of these people knew that what they were facing was going to go down in history. And God specifically spoke about Jonah, and how he stumbled. And because he stumbled, he had to spend some time in that fish's belly. And he said, you may have stumbled, but it's all part of your story. It's all part of your story, and he's going to use it. And he's going to use it to impact other people's lives. So be encouraged if you have stumbled recently, if you've sinned, if you've backtracked. The Lord already knew this was going to happen. He loves you, and he doesn't expect you to be perfect, because he is perfect, and his grace covers you. And he's going to use this as an example inside of your story so that it can impact someone else's life. Your story is going to go down in history. It's a chain reaction. And you're a very important link in that chain. Your life, your experiences, your story is important for God's plan in this world. Without you, the chain is broken. He needs you. He needs that link. Because your story is going to impact someone else. And it's going to be part of their story. And their story is going to impact someone else. You're going to go down in history. Your story is going to live on forever. He says if you've stumbled, be encouraged, because he's going to use it for your good, and he's going to use it for the good of those lives that he has ordained for you to touch. Keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. He knew ahead of time that you would struggle, and it's all part of a wonderful story that's going to impact the world. So be encouraged, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Love you.